Okay, the next thing I want to go into is the mailing. I'm here in a mailing settings. That's the first thing you want to look at. So you can use your own SMTP server. We actually recommend that as soon as you have your own domain, because that will enable you to send out through your own email, and that makes a good impression. Like, let's say you have a company that's called Pizza to Go, then it's nice to have it from Pizza to Go. You see at the moment it's sent out from no reply at Wanoni.com. Um, so um, if you have the possibility, then do that. So those are the basic settings. We're not here in any design form yet. This is just like how it behaves in general. You can see this is the content. So right here, my actual template would happen. It's an unsubscribe link that we automatically generate. You cannot remove that, of course. And the signature is what you see here. So let's just change that to my personal name and save it. And then you can see this is my signature. I mean, actually, you should include the company information and so on, but I mean, you know best about that. So that's the general color setting for the background. For the text. I can change that again in detail when I'm in there. As you can see, it takes several HTML notations. If you don't happen to know how that works, just click on that one and say like, okay, you want to have this white. There we go. And then actually the text should change to something darker. Say like this. I'm going to save it, and you can see then that's my basic setup. Let's go on with the templates. Now a template is something I create. Let's just start with a new one. I'm going to have a demo. Create it, and I can see, okay, here now I have again the unsubscribe link and my basic setup, but now I'm going to be within here. So let's start with something very simple. I basically want to drop an element, let's say 2 columns, or I'm going to make it even easier. And give me a second here. I'm just going to open up my file system. Use this, as you can see, I'm dragging a picture, and I'm going to drop it here, and then I can decide what do I want to do here. Let's say I want to start with this JPEG here. It'll take a while. Okay, now I have it here, and then I want to have 2 columns. I'm going to drop it here, and I can either start writing here now. Let's see, I'm just going to write this, type this out. I can have my regular editor, and here I want to have a button that's going right here, and there I'm going to say click. Oops. Come on. Click here. I might want to actually have a link here that goes to, yeah, why not, going to go. I can change certain options here. Let's say I'm going to have this spread, and the color I'm going to leave the same, so it's going to be inherited. Right, actually the color needs to be white, as I just figured out. There we go, now I'm happy with it. Alright, and that's basically it. So let's have this. It's a little bit primitive, but why not? So as you can see, this is the demo now. I can send this out now if I want to. Actually, do want to. Let's just see what I did here. Okay, that's another one. So let's go to our mailing again and say, okay, I'm done now. I have a very familiar interface here. It basically works like texting, so I can add new lists and so on. So let's see if I have any people in here. Yeah, I do have a contact in here. So this also, I mean, you should know all of this already, right? As it basically also behaves in the same way. We have our settings here. Um, I can put an email here instead of my telephone number, and same here. Got my include code, and we're good to go. Now, actually, double opting in is something that is required, or at least highly well, highly recommended when it comes to email. So there's a default message that will also translate into several countries, into several languages. But next, you can also um, basically enter a custom message that will be sent out as a double opt-in. If you don't happen to know what a double opt-in message is, it's as soon as you enter in the web form, they will receive a link, and then they would have to basically verify that this is their email and they're willing to enter your mailing list. So that's the basically the text they will get above that link, and it will look like Nashi again, like you set it up in your settings. So it's completely in your CI if you have set it up. So what do we have here? We have a regular newsletter. That's a scheduled newsletter. I can basically time it a certain date and so on. And so I want to send it out, just, I don't know, I don't really care. I choose a template to the demo, and the subject will be welcome. All right, I'm going to add it to schedule, and this is how it looks like. And I will then basically send it out. So actually, you notice I should probably delete this. So it's not going to be sent out right now. So that's a regular scheduled newsletter. We also know this. This is an autoresponder. So I can say, okay, let's say 1 day after entering this list, I'm going to send him, I don't know what, something, or let's say 2 days. 2 days after entering this list, I'm going to send you this template with this subject, and I'm going to add it to the schedule. Now, maybe this is a reminder that I only want to send in this certain case. That's why I naturally also have the rules. You know that. So should he enter another list prior to this, I can also remove him from the list, and then he will never receive this scheduled autoresponder. Perfect timing, that's something that I would highly recommend taking into consideration. So what that's actually doing is it learns when the receiver on the personal level opens emails or clicks links in the emails. That means that you basically choose a deadline. Let's say you want to send this out by latest the end of the week. At 10 p.m. Yeah, that's right. And also choose a certain template and a certain subject and add it to schedule. Now what's going to happen is if I have information on, I mean, this gets more and more accurate. So if somebody opens up an email normally on Monday morning, then it makes sense that it's in his mailbox completely at the top Monday morning. That's why we collect that information and basically send it out when the opening chance is the highest. So it will learn on every individual that you have in your contact lists, regardless of how many they are, when it is best to send them this newsletter. Latest time it will be sent out is the time you basically adjust the new deadline. Contacts, I mean, you know that concept is basically the same as I mean, yeah, there's not much I have to really say here. This is if this is what, if you haven't watched the texting tutorial, then please do that. That will explain you what you can do with this kind of stuff. And that's all there is. I mean, it's as simple as that. And that's basically how it works. I mean, you can actually try it out. And wait, this is not the one we created. We have the demo somewhere. No, actually didn't. Oh, I deleted that. I remember now. And you can always check your Okay, as you can see, you don't have a history here because mailing can be more complicated, like something like an autoresponder would work differently naturally. So in the overview, if you remember, there were two tabs we didn't talk about yet. So one would be mailing, and you can see this is an ongoing, so that's an autoresponder. And you get that right away, 0 days after joining. And it's been opened 2 times, and naturally I don't, yeah, that's this one. And that whenever somebody enters, this would be sent out, so I can basically track that. I mean, I don't have any clicks on that naturally, but I do have that autoresponder working for me. Texting, I didn't do yet, but I would have the history here as well. But that's exactly the same as when you're in texting and go to the history. So you would have exactly the same information here. Yeah, that's it for mailing so far. Next up, we're going to talk about the customer relation management.